You're a way better host. I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to
Bro,
podcasting,
shut your ass up, dude.
nah.
It makes sense of why it's harder because, like, at least I know with mine, like, it's mainly about relationships, but the tangents are like, it's still like talking just like about like us,
Yeah.
but like with yours, it has like that really like specific topic of like, oh, this is
Filmmaking, editing,
filmmaking.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
like
if you're like, oh yeah, like, do you like strippers? Like, that's like, oh, okay,
we
I have
we
to cut that shit
no.
out.
Like, welcome back, guys, to the Third Party Podcast, where we are your third party opinions for film and animation. Uh, I'm Josh. Alex is not here as well. He should be here soon, probably on the next podcast, because we're not recording for a little while longer, because I will be in Hawaii in like a week. So, today we have a special guest. If you watched last week's podcast slash 2 weeks ago, because I don't know if I'm posting this same week or not, or the week after, I had a podcast with an old AMV buddy, Curtis. This is another friend of that area, Brendan. I don't know how else you want me to introduce you, but Brendan.
That's fine, bro. Name is all I need.
Just Brendan, and I'm not gonna try to pronounce his last name because he tried to make me do that last time.
Cause he
and I
doesn't
fucked
know it, bro. He doesn't know this stuff, man.
up. Fuki. No.
Dude, no. Let's just move on.
Yeah. Anyways, he is the Chronics, podcast, leader, like the guy who does all the Chronics stuff with the podcast. He's laughing right now because I'm doing
I'm
such
leading a cult. That's what it is, man.
He actually kind of is. I'm not gonna lie.
No, don't tell people that.
Nah, because like just yesterday, a bunch of them got tattoos of the logo. Like they're all like initiated, with blood.
One guy got tattooed. The other guy's got some other stuff. You could probably see later on, but
I'm getting one. I'm getting a tattoo of that as well.
Yeesh.
The logo that he has on his shirt. Yep.
it's the Ron. Thanks to Curtis.
The Ron.
Yeah.
Is that the name of it now?
That's what Curtis named him. Cause he's like, oh, Chronics. I was like, oh, okay. We might as well name him Ron then.
Yeah. I mean, they're just kind of a big group of guys in Hawaii, and they do a lot of shit. I think Chronics, I mean, you could maybe tell me if I'm wrong, but it feels like a deviation from Taka a little bit.
Yeah. I think
Subsector, almost.
we had like a good amount of like sort of names for our group. Like we had like Reap in the beginning, then some stuff happened, and then we switched to Taka, and it was going well, but just like there were just some things that were going on between everybody that was like just Taka doesn't feel the same. But I just made Chronics because for one I was making the podcast, so I was like, okay, I need a name for us, obviously.
Yeah,
and I came up with like multiple names. Like,
good times.
Like, yeah, dude, I don't want to talk about names. That's like my least favorite subject, but
I am curious though on what you tried to name it, because Good Times, it's not a bad name. I'm gonna be honest. I think you could have done like some cool logo with like a little sun and like a rainbow or something with like the very 70s style text.
no, was it so okay. So the whole like podcast like idea was with Taka, and we called it Taka Talk, which I still like. That's like a really dope name, and I think a lot of the guys that are in Taka like it too.
Yeah.
But that was like during like COVID time, so I was like, bro, I can. And dude, that's like what I was like at my old house, and my internet was tight, and we were streaming that thing. So
And
like we were streaming on Twitch.
You're
We were all
streaming?
individually streaming on Twitch and
Oh.
recording, so it would lag the hell out of my computer. Plus, I had bad internet, so it would just be
Yeah, it was
just
all on
terrible.
Discord too, right?
yeah. I was all on Discord, dude. I literally stopped right before we were like had the idea like, oh, we should just record and then upload it or whatever.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. Cause
Yeah.
when me and Alex were discussing doing this podcast, we were like, because I was streaming at the time, so I was like, should we stream it? And we kind of had like a leeway to it initially, where he joined a live stream of mine, like just on call, while I was editing something, and we kind of called it like the episode 0 of the podcast, because it was just like us discussing everything. But
Right.
it was a lot more stressful because you can't edit out anything.
Yeah.
You also like listening to what other people are saying, and like you can't just have the conversation. You're like talking, and you're like, okay, what does chat say? Oh, you
True.
hate us. Oh, we're we're stupid. Okay. Like I don't like the mixture of all that. But recording it live or recording it separate of the fact is a lot better, especially for us since everyone lives in like different parts of the world. Discord, we kind of have to. I mean, I know you changed it to doing more live stuff, which is cool.
Yeah, because I think because it was cool because we had like some people like Marvin Hunter that were able to like hop on, and since they live in like different areas, it's like, oh, it's cool. We get to have like people that like we can't even see in person. But I changed it to doing it in person because I was like I think before we started I was like I just feel like I'm more like it's more easier for me to talk in person because at least like I know like I think you're in a similar way like we grew up like with at least for YouTube like we know how to like just talk like in person in front of the camera or whatever. We got used to that, and so now they gotta have to like look at the screen then look at this and I'm like it's kind of like it has like a weirder vibe to it.
Yeah, also like the physical aspects too, because like I'm a very like physical guy. Like I grew up doing parkour, all this stuff, and like moving, like actually like being, I don't know, like just whatever. So like when like if I'm having a conversation with a person IRL, and like they say something funny that like I can just like push them or whatever, like I can be a little like more touchy and like kind of like doing jokes like that. Like in your podcast, like a clip that came to my head is like when I forget who threw a piece of gum at you and just kept throwing gum at your face or whatever. Yeah.
That was Khalid.
Yeah, like you just kind of like you can do stuff like that, like physically. Like in here it's like what am I supposed to do? Slap my camera? Like I can't.
Yeah.
All that stuff's kind of like a no-go when it comes to not doing it in person. And I have to sit here. Like I don't like sitting. I like to like move around and
oh yeah.
You can see with my hands.
I feel that.
I'll be moving my hands a lot.
Yeah. I honestly think that like you, me, Curtis, and some of the other guys that don't do that haven't done YouTube that much. It's like like a lot of like our like comedy comes from like physical. It's like we get a lot of that from like doing like stuff like animated like in person. Yep. And then where we have to like be like here we're just like
hey guys, welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah.
Like
because like once it's like that, dude, that's like when you're sort of like the before you started YouTube, like that little awkward like I forgot.
I don't want to think of old YouTube like me recording back in the day because I used to have vlogs before I would go to school. Like this is middle school or like I think it was middle school. I would walk to my bus stop and every single day I would almost every day I didn't record that many episodes. I recorded on my phone just me talking to the camera, be like, hey guys, like I'm going to school, looking around because I'm like embarrassed or whatever. There's so much like it's just cringe. And I've gotten slightly used to doing it online. I'm not super used to having like I guess like an online conversation. I didn't even when I was in AMVs and stuff back then. I was talking to a lot of people online. It was like texting, and I would spend a lot of time with my IRL friends. I didn't really like do this Discord calling and interacting that way because I'm like, how do you talk to people on here? I can't see their facial reactions. I'm used to reading people's faces to like justify the next thing that I'm going to say, which I don't know if that's sociopathic, but I used to do it like that. So it's weird.
Yeah.
I was going to say that does bring me to old YouTube. What I guess what's a good starting thing? Like what's inspired you to do YouTube? Was there like a specific channel? Because I know I've heard conversations, especially from your podcast, of like YouTubers you admired, like like Freddie W, David So, Just Kidding Films, all those guys, and it's like Was there a specific guy like that? Like as soon as you saw that, you started up a YouTube channel type of thing.
I think, like, dude, like, back in my like old house, dude, it was like I only knew about YouTube because of my brother, because like he was like the one that like he started watching everything. He was like playing games and all kind of stuff. I always just like kind of just watched whatever he did. But the first person I ever watched when I just like looked at him was Ryan Higa and Kev Jumba. Those two guys were like, I mean, for a lot of people it was their inspiration, but I think it was like it's what we always wanted, like in terms of almost like vlogs. It's just simple. It's just he just comes up with jokes. He's in front of the camera and he just does all like the skits and everything.
Yeah, I think for me it might have been Smosh. As much as Freddie W pushed it, like me to go a certain direction with filmmaking stuff, I think it might have been Smosh for me, because like some of my first videos were like lip syncing videos of like the Pokemon theme song and stuff. So I was like heavy trying to do all that stuff. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought because of that. But yeah, I did a lot of that. Fred was a big one. I used to do a lot of like
Fred was the biggest. You know what? I kind of see it. So.
It was because we did videos like that. Like there was a time where I sped up videos to have the high pitched voice, Audacity. Like people were doing tutorials on things like that, and I would do like the high pitched voice thing. There was a lot of stuff like that I think like fully inspired me. And then we talked about it pre-podcast, pre-recording this, but there's Stupid Mario Brothers, which mixed in a lot with, they did VFX with lightsabers. You don't know what that is, but I will show you later. They all dressed up as Mario, or Mario characters. They had like a whole plot. It went on for like 8 seasons in a couple years. And they just had VFX lightsabers for some reason. It was like so odd. It was just like jokes, like the jokes, they're funny, VFX cool, and all that. But I think one of the biggest things, especially with like all those channels that I gravitated to the most, especially later in life, is like, as much as it was something to aspire to be, like the comedy or whatever, but the I think like the actual like friendships that we saw through camera was something that like me specifically, like I would want it. Like watching Smosh, it was like, oh, I want an Anthony, or I want an Ian, because I used to have a ball cut, so I saw myself more as Ian. So I was like, oh, I want an Anthony in my life, like the guy that to duo podcast. I don't know if you ever felt that way, because you had this like wide friend group, and Hawaii is small, especially your island, so it's like,
oh no, yeah, I feel that though. I feel that. Yeah, I think like, dude, like I didn't meet like all like the guys till like for real till like high school. Like 7th, 8th grade, I was starting to meet like Curtis. I met like Chasen, RJ, Isaiah as well, and even my other friend Philly, and Shady as well. Like I met like those two like groups like individually at its own time. But like I never. Curtis always brings it up, but like I kind of like just accidentally combined them in like high school. I didn't even mean to. He's like, and everybody was kind of like suspicious at first. I was just like, I know that these guys are funny, and I know that these guys are gonna get along, so I'll just bring them together, or that we could just hang out together. But no, yeah, dude. Honestly, before that, like, I would watch like Corridor Digital. I'd watch like I'm trying to think of like some other like group channels. But yeah, like I always like, I never really watched too much like Smosh, but yeah, like the bigger like group channels, I was like, that's what I always wanted. I'm like, I always wanted like a team, like a almost like a group that like it feels like everybody's just on the same page. Yeah. And I still feel that way now with like other YouTube channels, like what is the one that I don't know, the one that Kai Cenat is a part of?
AMP.
I like that one. Yeah, AMP. Yeah, that one. And then yeah, like Just Kidding Films. Like a bunch of other people. Like I just always wanted that, because it almost seems like each person has like their own like cool ass thing about them.
Yeah, and it's, in my opinion, it's a lot easier too with having a group because you're not just relying on yourself to make things good or funny or whatever, because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, like I can rely on this person and this person and this person to like help me and like talk to about it, because like, I mean, like I'm doing animations now and I'm doing them almost completely solo. I'm recently have started talking to more people that are doing similar things with like Xsense, Kahari, the Bravo, JLX slightly. They help, but it's not like on a super reliable standard. Where like if I think of your guys's like podcast, like it's a Saturday, I need to record a podcast. I'm pretending to be you for a second. I need to record a podcast. Do you guys want to come over real quick and just record a like quick thing? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And you like rely on them and to like some extent. And there's definitely enough of you guys where you can, if someone says no, it's whatever, because somebody else can come on, or you'll be completely fine as long as one person shows up.
Yeah, I think to be honest, bro, it was even like easier during that COVID time when we were doing it online.
Yeah.
Because like I already knew like the people that were already down, like that did Taco Talk. I was like, oh, these guys literally said that they even before I even started, they're like, oh, I want to be on it, just because we're just like talking about whatever in that time. So I was like, dude, we would just literally just be on Discord, like, okay, everybody meet up at this time, and we're all just gonna turn on our fucking cameras, and then we'll all just go off for like an hour, and then I'll just do that.
I feel like something like that would still be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Even like just Discord wise, because I remember when I first started watching the podcast of your guys's, because Curtis reposted a clip of him being in it, that like one of the shorts that you edited. And then I was like, oh, cool. Like they're doing YouTube. So then I started watching pretty much all the podcasts. I watch them when they come out. It's just like, oh, it's like my friends like watching stuff. Parasocial.
Yeah.
but like, what are you guys doing? But like you guys, the shorts definitely got me into the podcast from there. Yeah. And I think I just like, it was cool seeing like the talking about whatever type of thing. Like it wasn't so much just talking about like kind of how we go. Like it's not just talking about like a very specific genre that the people who follow me care about. No one gives a shit about me or that one time that I got really drunk in a bar. It's like, or a ghost raping my friend. Like people don't. No one cares about that coming from me. So seeing stuff like that, I think is really cool. And I think a lot of people, especially like as a friend group, even like your friend group, people want to come onto that because it is a lot more fun than just I don't know, I guess something like super hardcore specific that's like it's not my cup of tea. I don't really do film or YouTube, so I don't really want to be on here. I think it's cool. That's all I gotta say about that. I think I definitely tangented past my point, but that's fine.
We do on that podcast all the time, bro. But no, yeah, it's so much like I try to. The only reason why I had to pick that genre of like relationships and dating and everything is because one, I feel like I struck my fucking ego every time I talk about it, but like titles. It's like the most thing I'm able to talk about that like I can go in like ways of it, because we'll go off of tangents like all over the place, but I know how to like kind of like bring it together. But it is easier when you have like that thing. I mean, it's the same with me. Like your brain probably like levitates towards the relationship talk. Yeah.
and like kind of going that road. Like you might be talking about something like jokey or tangenty, but then like you can kind of like your brain twists that into maybe a relationship thing. Where like for me, we'll talk about something random and then I can flip it to like a editing, filmmaking thing. So I understand that 100%. Especially with,
Yeah.
you'll talk to me about like a relationship and I'll be like, yeah, so I had this one girlfriend, she was cool, but she, you know, like she didn't really like the fact that I was editing, and then I would just switch to that.
I see. I see. Just gotta find like the little hole that. Okay, this is where I know. This is where I'm going now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think like I've been wanting to like sort of like kind of like do that for the podcast ever since it started. But dude, like it's all like ever since the like begin like I don't know like the way like I like told myself, at least for the podcast, it's just kind of like after Taka Talk, because Taka Talk was just us just going off about like anything, and I just like asked like the most like basic ass questions, like favorite COD, favorite Halo, favorite like that kind of stuff.
I mean,
was
it's
like,
not
okay,
it's not even like that awful of like a question. You know what I mean? It's like some people can go off on things like that. It's like, what's better, One Piece or Naruto? And then you can just watch a fight go on, and then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Like it's not inherently like an awful thing, but I can see that you probably went more into what you went into, especially because of I think your YouTube brain kicked in. You're like, I need a title. I need like a spicy title for this. I need a
Yeah.
I don't think you really you don't focus too much on thumbnails. It feels like, I feel like you just kind of grab a frame from the thing, you throw that in.
Yeah.
And the shorts, you know, like really pandering towards like a certain audience, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of podcasts I think in like similar boats that talk about stuff, but yours is probably the most relaxed version of it, where it's not some club,
Oh yeah, dude.
it's not some club girl getting asked by like this like incel guy who's like, yo, so like, should guys be able to fuck more than girls? And then just watch them argue about it. It's like, okay, you guys have
Yeah. I know
have
that
a
we
look
talked
at
about like that kind of like those guys, dude. I'm like, I think for like, because I mean the whole reason for me was like for like the whole relationship stuff was because it's like, dude, whatever I'm doing, it's solely because of whatever I'm watching or whatever like I'm into at the moment. Like the podcast was because I was watching some of my favorite YouTubers that were getting to like they were starting to do podcasts, and then when I started like looking more into podcasts, my favorite ones were about like relationship stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, like just growing up with like watching all like the lovey-dovey like Wong Fu and everything. I was like, it's like something that everybody can relate to.
Yeah,
So I'm like, okay.
they can.
Yeah, and I
It's
knew that like
It's definitely better. Sorry, you can keep going.
no, you're good. Nah, but yeah, it's just it was just the easiest thing for me to translate into something for me to talk about for a fucking hour. Cause like the tangents are dope, but if it's a tangent for like tangents for a whole hour, it's like, bro, what? I don't even know what this is anymore.
Yeah, I think it's one thing when it's a tangent about like, so what did you have to eat today? Like a bagel. Oh yeah, cool. Oh, did you see that this person did that? And then they just keep going on like really basic normal stuff. But then the one times the tangents are like definitely good are like the stories. Like I think the last one with the ghost story thing, like that's like a full, like you can go off about that, and that's completely fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I think I haven't been in a relationship in a while. I can't even think of.
Neither have I, bro. The last time I was in a relationship was sophomore year.
Damn.
That's literally the last time I had a relationship. They're like, bro, what the? Because I mean, I get imposter syndrome all the time, bro. Because I give advice or whatever about all this kind of dating and crap.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I've only ever been in two relationships.
It's fine though. Like I talk about editing like I know everything there is. It's like, who gives a shit? It's like like I'm not the only guy you should be listening to for advice. And
yeah,
like I think people can just relate to the scenario. If anything, it's like okay, like this is what I want to see in a relationship, and whether or not that's a good or bad thing will kind of be left up to experiencing it, and then kind of just letting it go. Like I mean, I did a lot in high school, and then I dated like 2 girls after high school, and I just stopped because it was like, like I don't want to try. But like I knew like what I wanted to get into, what I didn't, and like I mean, you are asking like important topics, like you shouldn't really settle, you know, for what you want, and you're just asking your friends, you know what I mean? It's just like what's a good question that you would ask? Like something about like playing games or something, like like letting I think there's a clip where Curtis was like would you want your significant other to like let you have like to play games and like have that free time sort of thing? And then Curtis was like, oh, be in my room, whatever. And it's like, that's what he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think people can understand that. It's not all guys should think this way. It's this is what I want in my relationship. Please let me do that. Like that, and just leave it at that. So I wouldn't feel too bad or feel imposter syndrome for me. It's like, you just know what you want, or you at least have questions, maybe asking to get opinions from your friends, being like, you know what, I'm thinking about this when it comes to relationships, and I want to know what my friends think.
Yeah.
And you just bring that into the public by putting it on a podcast. So
yeah, it's, bro, I feel like ever since like, I think like once I finished vlogging, like once I kind of stopped doing vlogging after a while, that's when I kind of started getting like imposter syndrome, because vlogging was just, oh, I just want to just get clips of my friends, and like when we were in high school, like that. I mean, before that it was just me, but like that's all it was. But then like after, I was like, okay, I don't think vlogging is really like that popular anymore, or kind of like you've done everything. Then it got to like filmmaking, and then the podcast and all that kind of stuff, and it's like, dude, I'm trying to make a film, and I gotta act like I know what I'm doing. Like, oh my god, dude, the short films you would make back then, it was terrible, bro. I was like, what am I doing?
I mean, same. I made the Cyberpunk thing, and it turned out like shit, like absolute garbage. And I talked about it for so long that it was like a very big like and that was recent. That was not even like a while ago thing. Like even my stuff when I was a kid, like I made a Naruto live action thing when I was in like 8th grade or 7th grade, and that shit was awful. VFX maybe hold up, but I was trying a little harder back then.
Right.
But just my acting in there, Sasuke, stop. like just
oh hell, dude, yeah. Oh my god, bro. The acting back then is just so. Ugh.
It's awful. It's awful. I don't want to think about that time anymore. Damn. So, I guess I have a slight question. What do you see for the future of what you want to do? Maybe like a 10-year plan kind of thing, 10-year lookout?
Fuck, bro. I'm so inconsistent, non-committed, bro. I don't even.
Is there stuff you at least want to do?
For like YouTube wise?
Yeah. I guess life and YouTube wise, because I already know a little bit of what you want to do life wise, but it's up to you. How do you want to take
that? I guess YouTube wise, I want like a space that everybody can go to, not just my house, because it feels unfair. It's just like it is cool to have at my house, but for one, my parents don't love it every single time. They're like, Saturday again? I'm like,
Saturday again? We're gonna have 10 motherfuckers at the house?
Just wait till it gets big, bro. Wait till it gets big. Then you can judge all you want. So yeah, it would be dope to have like a specific like almost like office space.
Yeah.
To be able to, hey, everybody, we just come over here, chill, and then we just like decorate it however we want. We get a mini fridge, put snacks, drinks, bro.
Yeah, get the like Rebel in there, like just fucking.
Yeah, dude. Like just have like a this cool like little space that all of us share, and we could just go to. We wouldn't have to even like record a podcast. Just a place for us to hang out would just be dope.
A hangout studio kind of thing. Because I mean, like a lot of what I think is really cool is a lot of you guys do YouTube or want to / have done / at least want to be in the videos.
Mhm.
So like having a space like that would be cool. How far have you guys actually talked about getting that done? Because I've heard talks of a group house thing, and I'm like, I'm trying to be there if that happens, because I would love to just be in a group house even if I'm working on a separate thing.
Well, in terms of like talking about it, bro, we've been talking about this kind of stuff for like years. There was like points in time where like some of us like said some stuff like, oh damn, maybe this could actually happen. But then obviously we know we're younger, so it's like okay, obviously it didn't happen. But I literally think that once it becomes like financial cool for everybody, then probably that's like the time. And like kind of like because like everybody's kind of like on like the we're all like in our like almost like close like mid-20s, so it's like we're all just like kind of like figuring out like, okay, how do I do what I want to do, but then also make enough money to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like that's literally been it for everybody.
I see.
I'm even the same way, dude. Like once once I'm at a point like I put like almost all my chips on this podcast. Like I'm always like fully in. Like I don't like try to second guess anything most of the time. But like I literally just work just so that way I can afford to whatever to keep this going. And like I want to keep on doing that route until it gets to a point where I can afford like that studio space, or I'm financially able to live in a house with everybody and stuff. So I guess it's just a matter of just that. It's just money. That's just literally it.
Yeah, I can see it happening. I don't see it happening specifically in Hawaii. It seems a little bit of a mess.
It depends on how financially cool we are in that.
Yeah, it also depends on like who would even move in, because it's like Curtis wants me to keep his job low key. But like if he full times that, it's like it's an in-person job. So things like that do come into play. I think like best case scenario, everyone gets an online job and then they move in together, and then they move to I guess you guys call it mainland, but just the somewhere around here.
Yeah.
That's a lot cheaper too.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, there's dude, the cost of living here is just, it sucks. And I mean, literally, I think like 90% of us in our group say like we would probably move, but then come back when we want to raise our kids.
Yeah, that's valid.
Literally it.
That's valid.
Yeah, because it's like there's no other place where we're gonna get like this kind of feeling.
Yeah,
of, like,
especially like
your kid.
Yeah, like you guys have your experiences growing up that you like how you. I assume you liked how you grew up with school and schooling and all that, and the people around you, so it makes sense like coming back to be like, I'm gonna raise my kids here. Like I feel the same way. Like I live I don't know if I'm gonna believe that or not, whatever, but like I'll probably move back here, have settled down here, because it's like I am okay with my school. I like where I grew up. It was like safe, people around you. It's a small town, so like everyone knows each other. So I definitely understand, I think, that aspect. But yeah, I definitely wanna eventually get everyone to get together. I think like the best case scenario, me or you, the podcast blows up, my stuff blows up. I have enough sponsored money that I can afford to just get the house and then just put everyone there without having to pay rent.
Dude, that there's like an old TikTok group that were like, their whole goal was to like get a company to pay for their living. Like it was like their whole thing. Oh, you're talking about like the Addison Rae and all that?
No. It was like a smaller.
Not the Hype House?
No, not the Hype House. But like, well, I guess similar, like in terms of how it works, like having a company just pay for it. But yeah, I don't know. That seems like the only logistical option, if until people are financially stable, because then that's a different scenario. That's like, we'll just move in. We have the money. Like I'm working online, I could literally live wherever. So
True.
that's fine. That's why I was like, if you guys had a group house in Hawaii, I would have been like, yeah, fuck it, I'll move. I have no reason to stay, so it's like, alright.
All the fans are like, what the fuck? Oh.
The fans, there's none. No one. If they're
There's-
watching
there's,
it,
there's gotta be a little handful.
if there's a fan, it's somebody that I know who's looking at me in spite. Like that's probably what it is.
Damn, dude.
That's what my school was like. That's why I'm like kind of whatever when it comes to YouTube.
Sucks, bro.
Yeah, you guys had a much better community. Everyone was supporting, like, yo, that video was so sick.
Bro,
Not.
I mean, kind of, but like that was I don't know. It was kind of like that, but it was because me and Curtis did sort of like the news for the school, sort of like close to like like our senior year. People
Yeah.
knew we did YouTube like beforehand, like even like back when we were both in not elementary, but intermediate and a little bit high school.
Yeah.
But people thought of us as like the weird kids because I mean Curtis watched like Filthy Frank and everything. I was like obsessed with like VGHS and all and Wong Fu. But
Yeah.
not that, I mean I didn't know that many people liked Wong Fu back then, to be honest. But
Yeah.
we always were like saw as like the weird people.
Yeah, I was the same
But then-
way, basically.
Yeah. But then like like senior year, we're our one of like the teachers whatever was like, hey, like just you can really just like take the stuff that you guys know from like Premiere Pro and Sony Vegas and then just implement that into like the news whatever. And I was like, fuck, okay. And so like Curtis would edit the actual news stuff and then I would just do the intros. I was like, I just need like a little like thing to make it cool. And then everybody's like, oh, I fucking love it, whatever. And then it was just like that's what like making like us do YouTube was like a cooler thing.
Yeah.
But now that we've graduated, bro, so many people, oh, dude, I want to start streaming. I want to start streaming
Like people
playing CS
you
or
used to
Valorant
know.
or whatever.
People used to know.
Yeah.
I feel like that definitely
Yeah.
came up, especially because of COVID. Like I had a lot of friends that wanted to get into editing, wanted to
Mhm.
get connects from the people I knew in LA, all that type of stuff, depending on the industry they want to get into, which I'm not gonna
Mhm.
go too much into that. But then yeah, like streaming too, because like I stream, so people were like, how do you set that shit up? I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm gonna tell you. You kind of competed with me throughout high school to be better than
Yeah.
me, so I don't know if I wanna. I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, it's like a sort of like a bittersweet feeling. It's like, yeah, it's cool that like now you think that kind of stuff is cool and then you want to learn and you'd ask me, but at the same time it's like,
I do.
man,
help
why
out
couldn't
a little bit.
you couldn't have just been cool that like with me doing it back then you just had to like poke fun or whatever. It's like, man, I don't really want to help you when you didn't help me at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, a lot of the people that I knew in school didn't do YouTube or like film. Like a lot of them were music people. Like they're like each one of them thought they were gonna be like the next fucking rapper or whatever. And only like one of my friends got slightly big. Like he has like almost 200K on Instagram. He's like signed to a label. Doesn't make any fucking music. He made like one song, whatever. And
Holy shit.
he's been signed for like 5 years and he has made one song. It's weird. So yeah, there's people that like maybe did like slightly well or they're doing stuff locally, whatever. But yeah, it's weird. I don't miss school. I'll be fair. I don't miss it. I'm definitely better off now, because I feel like my worldview was very small on the type of people I would meet, and that didn't really change until I went to LA and I realized that like oh these are what YouTubers are like. Oh, like this is they share similar mindsets to me. That I
Right.
was like, oh, okay, people can be cool. Like it's not just like a weird people are lazy. Am I being too much? Am I being too whatever when it comes to YouTube? So that was a big thing.
Yeah.
I think you guys share a similar mindset to me when it comes to that, which is why I gravitated towards y'all, because it was like, oh, okay, like I see the mindset's there. Like this is like the type of friend group that like I would prefer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean like that's why like when it comes to like the thought of like me moving to like LA or something like in the future, it's like well, I'll explain of like why, but okay. So it's like
Visit. That's it.
mm,
Don't
yeah,
live there.
not because yeah I thought about it of like but then I just know that like how like a lot of people are there and just like how the kind of culture is. It's like a lot of like the creators, influencers. It's just a numbers game for a lot of them, and they'll only kind of like what or chill with you if your numbers are up.
Yep.
So that's why I'm like, I don't.
And
You know,
the only
none of us
reason
would
it
make that.
the only reason it like I even met people, and I had experiences where it's definitely a numbers thing, but like because I was associated with like certain people at that time, and I was like hanging with them, it led to people talking to me, and I could see like who's like the normal, like doesn't care that I'm not ultra famous whatever YouTuber. There are definitely some people though that had conversations with like a person, like we're all chilling in like the apartment, one of the dudes having a conversation, and I'm there sitting next to both of them, pretty much in the middle. Doesn't ask for my input, doesn't want to talk to me. I even tried to talk, kind of looks at me weird, and then goes back to talking to the other guy. I'm like, wow, okay, like that's crazy.
Yeah,
I even told him.
that's
I told my friend straight up. I'm like, I don't like that guy.
that's fair, dude.
There's
Yeah.
some fake people, but that's why I don't know. LA is kind of weird, and it depends on like if you got into the influencer game, like straight up influencer, less of a behind the scenes aspect when it comes to work. You do gotta kind of worry about it to some degree.
Yeah. No, yeah, dude. I literally feel like if I were to move to LA, in a weird way, I'd be a lot more, like towards myself. Like I would kind of like I wouldn't really like try to make friends too much, but like in terms of the podcast,
Yeah.
I would like strictly just try to have on people I've always wanted to have on. You know, like the people I've always wanted to have on the podcast, Corridor Digital, freaking Kev, Ryan, all like those people. Like that's all I care for. But like in terms of like, no offense, but like TikTokers, whatever. I'm
Yeah.
like, I gotta like know you first before like I kind of like have like a whole conversation online with you
Yep.
because I don't want that to have to do with like, oh, I'm not allowed to talk about this, I'm not allowed to talk about that, whatever. It's like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like if you did plan on moving, it's definitely one of those things too where you get to know them. You'll realize that some of them are cool, and some of them aren't, and then the ones that aren't, you just don't invite. Like if you found out that like Quarter Digital isn't that great of people, maybe I'm not gonna have them on. I don't actually know that for 100. I haven't met them, but like let's say they aren't. It's like, do I really, as much as I want to have them on, is it worth because I know they're shitty people? Do I really want to like do that type of thing? Like that's how I work now, since I do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. As much as I want to be the influencer guy, when I'm doing the behind the scenes stuff, it's like I won't work with people that I know are just like not. They're just shitty.
Yeah.
And then if I do, it's because they've helped me out.
Yeah.
So there's like I scratch your back, you scratch mine. So
Yeah.
that type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it, but you should move to Vegas if you want to do anything.
Oh, dude, I've
You're
heard
in
about it.
you're in a nice in between there,
Yeah.
or
I
Texas
mean,
maybe.
I got like a couple friends that live in Vegas right now.
Yep.
But I'm just worried about that heat, man. That heat and just like of what to do if I'm in Vegas. Like I don't really care for like gambling and all that kind of stuff. So it's like,
There's more to do. I have a friend that lives down there, but I mean, you have friends, so you could just ask them what it's like. And you probably have, for the most
yeah,
part. But I mean, it's a nice in between because if you move to Vegas or even like Texas, Vegas is a better spot. But if you go to Vegas, you can drive to LA and collab with
Oh, yeah,
people,
true.
and then, but you're living in a much more less money to pay for things. There are some people that live down there, influencer people. Ryan Higa, I think, lives down there, and then like I know Austin, Texas is a big one. LA, never go to New York. Way too expensive here. And yeah, I just don't recommend LA. It's very hard for me too.
Mm, yeah, I know that like I mean yeah, to be honest, like if I get to I mean when I get to the point of me like having to go live on my own or whatever or whoever, I'll probably go to Vegas. Vegas seems like the safest option.
It is
But
a
then
safe option.
yeah, but I'm gonna get fucking AC for sure.
Well, every place, I'm pretty sure Vegas has a decent AC system, so I think you should be fine.
I could use it right now to be honest, bro. It's hot as fuck right now.
Well,
Yeah.
that does actually lead me to a point. Do you see yourself moving out? I mean, me and you both live with our family, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'm curious. Is that like something you see very soon, or soon in like a couple years?
Uh, if the podcast gets to a point where I can free like the podcast can make money to the same degree that I make working at the job I am right now, then yeah, I'd move out.
Even like
Then
the other stuff, which I don't know if you want to talk about that. The thing that I got for you. I don't know even if you're still doing that.
I haven't been doing it, bro, because it just didn't feel secure, dude. Because
It's
they knew nothing about me, but they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna pay you." I'm like, man, like I know that it's like kind of like a, "Oh, you keep on doing it, we'll pay you" sort of thing. Just kind of like a one of those kind of jobs where it's just like, I guess kind of like an under the table kind of job.
it is.
But like, yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm like. I always liked the idea of it, but then like when I was actually doing it, I'm like, bro, like there's no secure way of like, okay, I actually did it, so like I'm for sure getting paid. So that's
Yeah.
why I was worried.
Well,
And
when I thought about moving to LA, some of the people I was working with, I had talked to them. I was like, if I'm going to do this, I would need like and move out here, because I almost moved to LA. They offered me a place in like China or Chinatown, $700 a month, whatever place, and I was like, cool, but I need like a contract or something, like a salary on what I'm doing, because a lot of them do that. Like, I mean, like one of my editing friends down there, he's in like a pretty good contract. I think it's like 40 to 50K a year, which works because like he's living with the person that makes all the money, so he doesn't really have to
right.
pay for much besides part of the rent. Um, but yeah, like especially what you were doing, which I guess we don't have to talk about since I don't want to put them on blast because I like them personally, but I think their business practices are a little eh. Yeah, I could see that not being great of an option.
Yeah, but yeah, it was. I wanna even get to a point, bro, where it's like I have my own editors. Like I have my own people that do like the clips and stuff.
That's what I
But
want.
like
Yeah.
I treat them like as if like they're like you or Curtis or something. Like they're just other people, but they just have a certain thing that they do. But I'm gonna pay them, just like how like I have like the plan to like whoever's like co-host, like they get paid for it.
Yeah.
Cause like that's
If this made
like
money, I would have done a 50-50 split with whoever. Cause currently like like me and Alex co-host this podcast, so it's just us. But like I do all the editing, usually a lot of the planning for the most part, and posting thumbnails, all that stuff. He made the intro and the little backdrop thing. But and because he's like already working, he's like, you can, if this makes money, you got it. Like I don't need it. But when it came to like if I were to ever hire an editor, like it's a
right.
it's a 50-50 split because you are doing a lot of work that I just don't want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, dude. That's just exactly like how I feel about any like Curtis and stuff about like co-hosts and like it's if you like the amount that they would do, like they would come over here to my house, drive out of like take time out of their day to like in the time of when nobody is making any money, there's no sponsor whatever anything right now. Like once it gets to a point where I'm financially able to live on my own and pay like for editors and all that kind of stuff, like that kind of relationship is like, it's not because I think of you as like an employee, but it's like bro, like you deserve this.
Yeah,
Like this is like at the end of the day, this is low key kind of like work, and you deserve to be paid for it.
Yeah, it's definitely annoying. I think like having to edit your own stuff too, like, is part of the detriment to us being consistent.
Yeah.
On anything. Like, I know for you, it's especially hard because you go pretty crazy on the shorts and doing all that work, and I think editing the podcast isn't as hard per se. I mean, like, I know what it's like to edit a podcast because it's like maybe I cut out a section, bleep out a word here and there, and it's like sometimes not even that. I just raw. I drop an intro and I'm done.
Yeah.
But yeah, like doing the shorts and stuff too is like just extremely time consuming. That I think can affect a lot of the like consistency, but you like to get big, you have to do it, and having to do it yourself is like painful as fuck. Like, I don't even do it because I mean I still consider this a side thing that I'm like I might post a short here and there, like if I think maybe there's a topic in there that like could be good for people, I'll do that. But also I am juggling like so many extra stuff that it's difficult. It's like, oh, okay, I have to record this podcast. Oh, I have to edit the podcast, make the thumbnail, post it, and then maybe make a short, because then in the meantime I have to work on these like big ass animations that take literally like 24 hours in the day for me to work on, which is so annoying. The only time I actually have fun doing the YouTube shit is the vlogs.
Oh yeah.
Occasionally, because those are rare for me, but I like to do them because I think that's a better option, is to not post them consistent, but just post them when you feel like it. Like I had me making this office room for myself. I made one for making my PC, which I'm posting soon. It's already edited, I just haven't posted it. It's literally unlisted on my computer or on YouTube. That and like going to Hawaii. Like, I'm probably gonna have so much fun just editing that together.
Oh yeah, dude.
And because it's just like I don't know. It's different, but I don't have that much fun anymore. Do you have fun?
Like doing vlog stuff?
Doing YouTube as you are now.
Dude, I had like this thought like a couple days ago. In a weird way, doing the podcast doesn't feel like I'm doing YouTube.
Is it because you're with your friends all the time and you're just chatting shit almost? It's an easy setup.
I would say it's like a 60-40. It is like that, where because of my friends, it doesn't feel like I'm even like recording most of the time. But that 40%, it comes from like I guess when I was doing YouTube, like for like the vlogs and everything and filmmaking, it's like, oh, I'm like, the whole like mindset was like, oh, I'm trying to become like this big YouTuber. Like YouTube is like the only thing I know. I just gotta focus and like just try my hardest to get this to like a certain like level. But now it's at this point where it's just like it's almost like a little bit of very short goal or short-minded goals. It's just like, bro, I gotta think of like what's like how we are. Think about like, oh, who are we gonna have on next week, the week after that, how are we gonna edit it, what are we gonna take out, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then it's a lot of it is just like,
is it almost because it's like a routine almost to some degree?
Yeah.
Like it's not like a vlog where you're thinking of like fucking everything, like, oh, I have to go film this thing because then when I put it into the edit, I have to make the soundtrack fit, and then it's like this whole like amalgamation pipeline thing that you have to like constantly change every single time to level up. Whereas like the podcast, it's like, well, I'm thinking of the same things almost every single time. It's like guest, set up the cameras, maybe do something a little different with the cameras, like small changes and with the short-minded goals, short-sighted, whatever. The goals kind of leading up to that, I think, is cool. Also, I mean, the fact too that the editing is a lot less work, and most of your editing goes into like the shorts, which isn't even a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if that like makes it feel like you're not doing YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, yeah, it's definitely like that, dude. It's because of like the whole shorts and everything. I think like the best comparison is like when I was doing vlogs. Vlogs feel like little movies that like you had to grab from thin air to make it entertaining. It's like, bro, like this little thing from like a month ago, this thing from a week ago, like it's like almost like different like days of like months shooting, and it's like, okay, I made like this little movie that like hopefully like people find funny, but so many of that stuff was like inside jokes or things that like I really found funny, but not too many other people cared for it.
Yeah.
Or
and then you also
edited them more.
The inside jokes
Okay.
too also goes with like the cultural things, because sometimes you guys see like just some Hawaiian slang that I don't think anybody would get. They can make like educated guesses on it most of the time.
Yeah.
Like the only thing I know is like fucka, and it's just like that's kind of all I go with. I probably even said that. I say it weird because it's like you have to say it a certain way. But
bro,
like
after your week in Hawaii, you'll be fine, bro.
Yeah.
You'll get used to it.
you'll one day in Hawaii.
Oh god, one of those, dude. Oh fuck.
I'll do that. I'll do one of those. Nah, when I come down, I definitely want to I guess do like a lot of content while I'm down there, because I plan on vlogging the whole thing, but I definitely also want to like help out in person to like maybe try to do as much as I can in person with everybody who wants to do YouTube, like you especially. Curtis is a little harder because I know he's more focused on his job and all that, but you know, I want to do as much as I can to like maybe try to elevate as much as I can with my own opinions that you can take or not take, but then it's also like I also want to maybe keep something there that continues to grow. Just some ideas too that I'll probably figure out more when I'm down there. I have some, but I'll have a better understanding when I actually see people's day-to-day actually being there. But I think that'd be cool. I'm excited as fuck. I didn't realize that I'm leaving the 18th and not the 16th, which sucks. Huh? Oh, you cut it out a little bit.
Oh, I think my internet went fuzzy for a little bit.
Yeah, dude, you're good now. But yeah, I didn't know I was leaving the 18th.
Okay.
I thought I was leaving the 16th. So I was like, oh, I only got a week left. And then yesterday, I was at my yard sale thing for my dad's house, and he's like, or my stepmom was like, no, it's the 18th. And I was like, what? And I looked at my thing, I was like, fuck. I have to wait an extra 2 days now?
Yeah.
I was so ready. I was like, what a week. What a week. All right, let's go. It's still soon as fuck.
Yeah,
not gonna lie. It's like 9 days away? Yeah. But that's sad. I'm trying to figure out I mean, we're probably gonna have to talk off podcast about it, but I do want to talk about some content things to plan-ish, because I don't know everyone's schedule, but that should be cool.
Oh yeah.
We have been recording for over an hour. I'm down to talk a little bit longer if you want, but we also could just end it here. And if you have any like closing things, or if you want to just keep talking, let me know.
It's whatever you want, bro. This is your podcast, man.
It is my podcast. Sorry, I had to make fun of that.
I just have no idea what else to talk about, to be honest.
I don't either. We kind of talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. YouTube, all that. Okay, yeah, fuck it. Is there anything, closing, shout outs, whatever, all that type of stuff?
I have no idea, dude.
Okay, everyone go check out the Chronics podcast. We're forcing them to be more consistent. I am. Jay as well.
It's not even. God damn it, man.
Everyone's gonna force him to be more consistent because we love the podcast. It's very funny.
Yep.
You should actually check it out. It's a great podcast. Check them out on Instagram. Also, make sure to pre-order the merch if you like the shirt that he's wearing. I think he's selling your hoodie, right? Or a shirt.
Right now, everybody else can feck off because I didn't get no orders. So I'm only gonna make for the people that have actually supported the podcast that I know.
Okay.
So all you other people, you all gotta wait more.
Okay.
But I'll make his crop tee.
Oh yeah, I want a crop top too.
I'll make it so that way it shows his nipples right above it.
Yeah, that's
right
what
there.
I want. I want it like right here. Just a little bit my nose. Nah, I want to. I want to make sure at least tell them that you want the merch if you want the merch. You know, go support it. And yeah, I think that's it. Make sure to check out all their socials. I have sponsors in the description, affiliate links. Dubby, thanks to him, by the way, he got that 10% off. I don't know why you don't talk about that, to be honest. We could talk shit about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it off the
No,
podcast of Dubby.
I'm down to just talk shit about it. It's fine. I don't think they can just take
Dubby, bro, I saw a TikTok of like they're like, hey yo, like they take anybody. You can have no subscribers and they will take you. I'm like, I guess it makes sense because all they're really doing is just giving you a discount code.
Yep.
Which is like, it's just like 10%, and I've never even.
And then they actually have a sponsor code for us.
Yeah.
Which was
but
like...
I kind of do want to like buy some to try it, see if like what we're putting out there is dope. Did you buy?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, okay. I trusted that.
Yeah, I bought the blueberry
Maybe
one.
I'll go
that was the only one I bought, and then it ran out.
Oh.
Anyways, we have Dubby 10% off. Ignore what he just said. Buy it. 10% off.
Prove me wrong.
Any order.
Prove
yeah.
me wrong. See,
prove him wrong.
Worth having.
We also have Skillshare for 30% off your first month, and Starforge.
I don't even have that sponsor, bro. Oh my God.
I tried, but I think it melded well with it's technically under my own YouTube channel, not third party, but I use it for this. Also, Starforge Systems, so you can get a PC. And we just get it's just an affiliate link. There's no discount on it, sadly, but if you use our link and you're looking to get a PC, like a PC built with like a 4090 in it, the Creator Elite, that's a good PC. I actually love Starforge. I think their company's lit, so I do want that. We get some money from that. I think it's like a 40% commission on like a $4,000 PC if you buy one. So go buy your PCs. That's about it. I'm gonna talk to Brendan off podcast and talk more shit about our sponsors.
Sorry, Dubby.
Sorry, Dubby. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's funny. You should try it though. It's good.
I'm gonna try it. We could do like a taste test when you're done here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Dubby.
See you guys.